coming up on ATV News.
And with all the other students asking questions, I don't know if I'm going to get answers.
How do you feel about classes going online? Students' reactions on the day they found out about it.
It was just odd. It left you feeling uneasy.
Why shoppers are feeling this way.
Well, I'm 86 years old.
We'll show you why one Cache Valley resident was told to stay away from everyone.
Paint fell. Holy crap. Look at this. This is all from the earthquake. Oh, look at the foundation crack.
People are posting videos like this over Twitter after a 5.7 magnitude earthquake outside of Magnet shook Salt Lake this morning. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Merrick Price. I'm alone today due to social distancing and classes being moved online. Today's earthquake is Utah's largest since 1992 when a 5.9 earthquake hit near St. George. People posted on Twitter showing some of the damage. One person found a crack above their door while someone else found a crack in their foundation. Windows in Salt Lake shattered and even the Angel Moroni statue on the Salt Lake Temple lost its trumpet. Some of the most significant damage was in Magna, where one store lost part of its wall. The Salt Lake Airport evacuated terminals and closed the road to the airport. You can see some of the airport's damage from this video posted on Twitter. The U of U seismograph station says the earthquake was followed by numerous aftershocks, including 20 of magnitude 3.0 or larger during the first hour after the magnitude 5.7 and 2 of magnitude 4.0 or larger. One civil engineer says,
aftershocks are very common after an earthquake, and so we should expect that those will continue. They will diminish over time, and eventually they'll completely go away.
Rocky Mountain Power reports a large-scale power outage impacting 55,000 customers. Logan City Fire Department responded to a fire inside a storage unit this morning. Logan Fire Department says these demolition crews noticed smoke coming from a Utah storage unit where they were working at approximately 900 South Main Street in Logan. The fire department says the demo crew had a water truck on site and was able to open the storage unit and put the fire out before it spread to other units.
Fire department opened up the units on both sides, checked for any fire extension between the units.
Humphrey says no one was hurt in the fire and they are still investigating the cause of the fire. Logan City Police were looking for a man throwing rocks at a local business this morning. Security cameras at the Island Market caught this man throwing a large rock at a building, almost hitting a window on the south end of the building. The owner of the market says he thinks the vandalism is tied to the high tensions in the valley.
I think people are just nervous, they're stressed out, no one knows what's going to happen. Things are changing by the hour, and I think some people feel kind of hopeless.
The Island Market is limiting purchase to customers until further notice, and store hours were changed to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Police say the rock thrower also smashed in this window at Mount Logan Middle School. The man was reportedly seen walking around Utah State's campus, but police have not yet found him. Are you practicing social distancing? Find out how it benefits these people.
Look at the sunset.
With COVID-19 approaching the valley, some people are handling it differently. Outside playing with his daughter, Mike Haas has other things on his mind.
As a parent, you want to protect your kids. That's your number one priority.
The virus wasn't his only issue.
We needed diapers. Everybody was freaking out. And so I went to the store with my daughter, and the thought of not having what I needed for my daughter, it scared me.
With conditions like asthma, Brady Monson needs to take precautions.
I am a little bit worried about, the coronavirus going around. It does affect the respiratory system, which I have a higher sensitivity to, which does concern me.
Preparing orders is essential for Monson.
This is where the work has to get done, and I still got a family to feed.
For warehouse jobs like this, it can be hard for people to find alternatives, especially if you have an underlying condition. Staying at home seems to be the best option for Glade Handy, diagnosed with bronchiectasis.
But my lungs get plugged up during the day, and I have to cough the flume out during the day or the night so I can breathe.
Walking his dog keeps him distracted from the realities of the virus.
So if I get that, I'll really have a problem because they don't have a cure right now for it.
If you have an underlying condition, the CDC recommends you contact your health provider for extra medications. Should they stay or should they go? That's what USU students living on campus are wondering after a USU email encouraged them to return to their permanent homes. Some students are staying despite the email, but others are packing up and leaving.
It's been a little sad seeing everyone leave because, you know, I kind of don't want everyone to leave, and the school year has been pretty fantastic as is.
USU will offer prorated refunds for housing and meal plans, but will continue to offer services for students who stay. On-campus recreational facilities will also be closed the rest of the semester. Our campus is now empty when just a week ago our classrooms were full. Adam Larson shows you how things changed in just 1 week because of COVID-19.
1 equals C, 2 equals 0.
This is a USU math class 1 week ago, right after these students got some news. All university events are canceled to limit risk of coronavirus.
I was surprised considering that there's so few cases in Utah that they're taking this drastic measure already.
I'm not that worried. I'm just excited for summer at this point, so I'm not thinking about it that much, honestly.
But these students didn't know what was coming next. Today, March 12th, Utah State canceled all classes for the next 4 days. Utah State officials say as of March 18th, all classes will be held online until further notice. Campus is going to be pretty empty.
My initial reaction was probably just nervous just because I'm not sure how my classes are going to be online.
I thought it was a bit ridiculous, a bit overstepped. That face-to-face interaction is really important, and you can ask questions, you can have a better understanding of the material, whereas online you just have to send an email, and that can be really frustrating at times.
A communications expert at USU says student safety is top priority.
I understand fear, but I think really we just need to be cautious, to be taking it seriously. Be smart about what we're doing so that we're not putting ourselves and other people at risk. But panic, I don't think that's going to help us.
Adam Larson, ATV News.
USU officials say all classes will be online for the rest of the semester and to be patient with your professors as they make the switch. With classes online, students now have more time to spend outside. The current temperature is 46 degrees. And find out how students are making the best of a stressful situation.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
So how much longer do you think we're going to be studying for?
Probably another hour or so.
Okay.
What's up, Mark? What's up? How you doing? How are you? Good. That's good. What you doing? Picking some stuff up?
Yeah, just get some stuff to make dinner for Rachel.
Oh man, that's why you're not
right, see you.
Where have you been? Do you know how long I've been waiting? I don't care. What did you even get? You don't do anything right. Is that what I said? What are you good for? You're such an idiot. You know, you drive me crazy. I've been texting you, you don't respond to me. You make me talk to you this way. This isn't what I want. You do this. You're the dumb one. Why am I with you?
Students at USU are concerned about campus housing after other universities have suspended theirs.
Students say Dayton University displacing students has caused concern about campus housing at Utah State University. While students say they have concerns, Utah State University says
we're encouraging students to stick around, to stay in housing if that's where they already were. We're keeping services open. We're changing some protocols.
The university canceled classes for a couple days and moved all classes online to stop the spread. DeRito says students should practice social distancing and washing hands frequently to ensure the disease doesn't spread. But students don't seem that concerned.
I mean, I think it's a slight possibility that I might get it, but I'm not worried about it.
I don't know if I personally will get it, but I do think we'll get to the point where people are just going to have to be inside and where they are.
If I get infected, from what I've heard, is it's not too much a life or death situation for me. So honestly speaking, in that aspect, no.
Rather than staying inside and being isolated, students decided to go out and have a relaxing day in the sun.
While Utah State University recommends students to stay 6 feet away from people and avoid contact with groups bigger than 10, these students didn't seem to think twice about taking advantage of the day. Students say there is one good thing to come from this stressful situation: better mental health. Nathaniel Gillis, ATV News.
You can find a link on our Facebook page for updates on USU's situation and protocols. It's almost been a week since the state of Utah asked Utahns to socially distance themselves to slow the spread of coronavirus. And some local businesses hope the community pulls together.
People are wanting to know how to make their bread, lots of questions.
Wood says they have implemented cleaning and sanitation standards recommended by the CDC to keep their store safe to the public. Wood says he's not sure what the future will bring, but he hopes the community can pull together during this hard time and support smaller businesses. If you've been shopping lately, you know store shelves are empty after the CDC announced the coronavirus outbreak in the US, leaving some without groceries.
We went to Walmart, and we went to Walmart because it was one of the only places open at the time, because I got off work at about 11:30ish.
We went to 3 different stores on Friday night, so we went through and shopped through Macy's, Walmart's, and then out to Ridley's out there in Hiram.
We got to Walmart at about midnight, hoping that it was going to be less packed.
I went to the Walmart, as I'm sure every other person in this city has in the past couple days.
When we got there was pallets and stuff out for people to just grab off of, but for the most part, just looking down the aisles, it was just empty.
But it was just odd to see, you know, no milk on the shelves, no eggs, no bread, of course, no toilet paper. There's none of that in the whole town.
Everyone was leaving with like 8 gallons of milk, if not more. And making our way down, everything was just gone.
I proceeded to just weave my way in and out of aisles, grabbing what I could that was left of stuff that I knew that we would eat.
Looked here and there, got a couple things, but some of the stuff that we bought was just super expensive because all the other medium to inexpensive stuff was gone.
By the time I got done, I had about $100 worth of really low-end quality groceries.
No food, no toilet paper, nothing. So we got expensive stuff and didn't even fill a shopping cart.
It's just really strange, the overall experience of going to that many stores in one shot. It was just odd. It left you feeling uneasy.
You don't need to buy 6 packages of toilet paper for a 2-week quarantine. Even if you had a family of 7, there's no way you would go through that much toilet paper.
No one goes through that much toilet paper or that much food. before it goes bad.
Wash your hands, people. Don't touch your face, and leave some toilet paper for the next guy.
For updates on the coronavirus, you can click the CDC's link on our Facebook page. If you like going to the library, you might have to wait until fears of the coronavirus lessen. And you might know how well our men's basketball team did this season, but what about our women's basketball team and the gymnastics team? Adam Larson will give you a recap of their season after the break.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
There's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Adam Larson. The NCAA has canceled March Madness and all spring sports due to concerns over the coronavirus. Aggie three-pointers and big-time dunks are things you won't see until at least next season. Fans like these in the Spectrum weren't going to be able to attend March Madness games, but now the teams won't either. The Spectrum and arenas like it will be empty for the time being. One Aggie says it was hard to hear the news that his career was now over.
Tough moment for sure. After hearing that we were going to play without fans, to me it almost seemed like it would be better just to cancel it. But still, having anticipated it, it was a gut-wrenching moment for sure.
Spring sports like softball, track and field, and tennis were all canceled due to the ongoing pandemic, with all athletes receiving an extra year of eligibility because of it. Since we won't be having any more spring sports, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the winter sports. Sam Merrill dominated this season for the men's basketball team, hitting this shot to win the Mountain West tournament. Merrill led the Aggies with 19.7 points per game. Neemias Queta led the team in blocks with 38, despite only playing in 22 of the team's 34 games. Queta put up 13 points and almost 8 rebounds per game, while hitting 100% of his threes on the season, 1 for 1. The Aggies finished the season with a 26-8 record, including wins over LSU, Florida, and number 5 ranked San Diego State in the conference tournament championship game. They were set to advance to their second straight NCAA tournament, the first time making the tournament 2 years in a row since 2010 and 2011. Marlene Aniambosu hit this shot to give the women's basketball team one of its only 2 conference wins on the season. Haley Bassett led the team in scoring with 13.8 points per game and also dominated the boards for the Aggies with 5.7 rebounds per game. Lindsey Jensen-Baker and Steph Gorman combined for 110 made threes between the two of them as the Aggies' sharpshooting combo. The team finished its season as the first team in the Mountain West to win a conference tournament game as an 11 seed. Freshman Sophie Sullivan led the gymnastics team in all-around with a 39.036 average, just ahead of Leighton Varnador's 39.032 average. The team had just beaten number 17 BYU and was set to take on number 4 ranked University of Utah. It finishes its season ranked number 30 in the nation. I'm looking forward to what all the Aggie sports will bring us next season. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Adam. The sports world is now on hold due to the coronavirus, and sports fans here at USU are finding other ways to get by. Students say video games are a good way to occupy their mind since they can no longer rely on sports for entertainment. Students say last week put things into a new perspective when it comes to their dependence on sports.
Yeah, I didn't realize how important sports was in my life until all of it got canceled, and now I'm just really bored in life.
Video games like Madden and NHL are the closest things students say they'll get to sports games for the foreseeable future. Multiple NBA players have tested positive for coronavirus, including Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, and Kevin Durant. Businesses across the country are closing their doors or altering their hours in the way they do business. The Logan Library is no exception, but before they closed their doors Friday afternoon, over 100 people went to get last-minute entertainment. The checkout lines were full of patrons getting items to entertain them while they are stuck at home over the next few weeks. Although the doors to the library are closed, at least until the 30th, you can order books online and the employee will run them out to your vehicle for you. You can also return items at the curbside drop-off when you're done with them. For more information, you can follow the link on our Facebook page. Moving from the coronavirus to something more lighthearted, The Call of the Wild is now in theaters. It's based on a book that's been popular for more than 100 years. Shae Densley shows you the book you may have read and where USU is keeping a first edition.
But it could not be broken.
The story of a dog in Alaska begins here.
Signed by Jack London to his wife.
At Utah State Special Collections. Home to some of Jack London's letters, his will, and a complete set of first edition novels.
Jack London started his career trying to publish socialist material, but when that wasn't successful, he wrote this. It was really Call of the Wild that made him the author that everyone knows.
The Call of the Wild was first published in 5 installments in the Saturday Evening Post magazine before it became a novel.
When I was a kid, I read Jack London, right? And that's what it seemed like every boy my age was reading Jack London and loved the books. And so it's neat to work, in a place where they actually have, some of his original correspondence and the first edition books that he signed.
In USU's collection, all of London's first edition novels have a picture of London glued on the inside cover and are inscribed to his wife Charmian. Over time, the picture's chemicals got on the opposite page, creating a shadow effect. USU has the second largest collection of Jack London in the country. It helps answer the questions.
What was he thinking when he wrote these things? What's the behind-the-scenes story of these novels? And so that's partly why we collect.
From a 100-year-old book to a new movie, Special Collections can help you find the backstory behind the big movie.
If you would like to see some of Jack London's work for yourself, you can visit Special Collections in the basement of the library. Thank you for joining us on this edition of ATV News. You can find all the latest editions on our Facebook page. We'll leave you with some shots of animals inside the Natural Resources building. Have a great week, Aggies.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
In Utah, 1 in 8 women and 1 in 50 men will be raped. Also in Utah, 1 in 3 women will experience sexual violence. Of the completed and attempted rapes against college women, less than 5% will actually be reported. Sexual assault should not be a part of the college experience. Always get consent.
Consent for sexual activity is enthusiastic.
Consent is sober.
Consent is non-coerced.
Consent is verbal.
Consent is mutual.
If you or someone you know has experienced sexual assault, report it at reportingsa.usu.edu.